So, this is my new 19th century style valve horn. Why a new instrument when we're playing music for old instruments? Well, partly because my collection of instruments, which I love and have acquired over quite a lot of years, is not always in the best of condition. Instruments, brass instruments which have been around for 100, 150 years aren't always in the peak of their playing condition, and the valves will leak. There'll be notes that don't really want to sound properly, and also there's always a constant worry that this is a piece of history which might get damaged or dropped at any moment. So I finally decided to splash out, and I've had this new instrument commissioned from Andrew Clark, who some people might remember as an ex-principal horn of this orchestra. It looks fairly wacky. It's possibly because it has this tuning slide on the front and a big curve. Conventionally, these days, valve horns tend to have the valve slides on the front rather than on the back. It makes no difference at all to the way it plays, having it like that, but it does look slightly more unusual. This instrument can be played with the large tuning slide as a horn in F, a single horn in F, or you can replace them and play it as a horn in B flat. Which is a slightly more modern way of doing it. Although in the 19th century, players such as Franz Strauss were starting to use the B-flat single horn in works that didn't ask for it, as a way of making it easier for themselves. The way the valves are configured is again quite a standard one for modern horns. That's say that putting the first valve down will add this length of tubing, it'll divert the air around this tube here, adding the length, so effectively you're making the instrument that much longer and you're getting a different series of harmonics. I'll demonstrate that to you. So this is the horn in F with no valve suppressed. With the first valve down, this will be a tone lower. Second valve is just a semitone. And so on. And with combinations of the three valves, all of which add a different length of tubing on, you can get the instrument pretty much fully chromatic all over the range. It's a slightly smaller instrument than a modern symphony orchestra horn would be, but it's starting to approach the sound of the modern horn, very much more than the other historical horns we play, the Baroque horns and the classical horns, mostly because now the technique you use involves being able to play every single sound of the instrument with an open sound rather than using the hand and getting the more muffled pitches.